All right, we should be live, and we are live. Okay, this is literally the third time that we're trying it. I just wanted to make sure that we're good to go. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, because what's the easiest thing that we could be talking about right now? Self-acceptance is one of the hardest things that we're going to have to go through in life. The self-acceptance of things that we're good at and the things that we're not good at. You know, we'll see an athlete on the field of play and we're like, that's insane. Tom Brady, how did you get that ball in there? How are you 40 years old and you're still competing and winning games and looking like a championship team? And then you look at, say, LeBron or someone like that, and you could even have just envy or maybe even jealousy. And that's one of the major areas to confidence, which is, you know what? That's not me, and I give them success, okay? So there's one of the top books, and I just want to, okay, we're good to go. I just wanted to bring this up because when I read the book, Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker, the first time I read it, I said, I actually didn't understand that managing other people, managing expectations of other people, raising children, or even growing a company and scaling, or being a manager, or being a good relationship, or in a healthy relationship, or a healthy friendship, it's all about managing yourself. Because if we try and manage other people, like I said in the other stream of Untethered Soul, you're just going to go through life trying to manage other people. You're going to try and manage all the circumstances around you. You're going to try and manage your job, your boss, your friend, your relationship. You're just going to try and manage all these things that you may not even have any ability to manage, okay? One thing could be that the economy isn't as good as what you want. Or one thing could be that your girlfriend or your boyfriend just broke up with you, or you're not that good at school, or you're really bored with this subject, okay? These are all things that we literally we take for granted, okay? We take for granted that we have the ability to change so many things in our life. We could easily change location. We could easily get on a plane and fly somewhere else, or we could get on a bus and literally go cross country, or we can have a phone call or a live video chat with someone globally. My sister was legitimately in the Amazon on a hut, and I have no idea how she actually had service. But I was at a Mets game, and she was in the Amazon, and we were having a FaceTime with my parents, okay? So we are so tied to managing all these things on the outside, but we forgot about the one area, and that is managing oneself, okay? So the first time I read the book, I was like, it's a pretty good book. Second time I read literally was an hour later, and I said, okay, I have to dissect this, because it's one of those things where people say ignorance is bliss. I think that was one of the questions from last week. Ignorance is bliss. That's one of the biggest bullshit statements, okay? Ignorance is not bliss, okay? If you try and understand a subject and it either bores you, you can't bitch about that, okay? You have to either understand the actual situation and hire someone to take care of that, or learn about it and you do it, okay? That could be with coding or marketing or influencing or selling or health or relationships or speaking, writing books, whatever the case is. We try and change things with absolutely no knowledge of that area. Okay, with no knowledge of that area, we're trying to change all these circumstances. We're trying to write books without even writing books, or I want to public speak, but you're not doing anything to public speak. Ignorance is not bliss, okay? Bliss comes from actually learning the subject, failing, learning, advancing a little bit, and then through mastery, through practice, as I think Leonard, the book Mastery, you have to read that, and I just touched up on it, and essentially it's literally loving the process. You love the process, and then through loving the process, through the ups and downs where you don't even think you're getting anywhere, you just slowly start advancing a little bit in life, and then out of nowhere you go, wow, that one person that I used to look up to, I don't really look up to them anymore. Or the one person that you said, holy cow, I can't believe that I'm on the same wavelength, either socially or financially or health-wise, or you're giving back, and then you're on the same wavelength. This actually happened with me 3 or 4 years ago when I looked up to a bunch of people, say Gary Vaynerchuk or Grant Cardone or people like that, and I started saying, if I do this for about 20 years, if I do this 20 years, how many years? 20 years. That's insane. If I keep on doing this for 20 years, I'm going to be on the exact same wavelength as giving a call to Tim Ferriss or Tom Bayou, who runs Impact Theory, or Grant Cardone or Gary Vaynerchuk, and just say then hit them up. That's literally where I see myself. And that's the thing, is that you have to have that vision, but you have to be in love with the process. Okay? And why am I saying all this with self-acceptance? Okay? Self-acceptance. It is such a complex, easy to say, you know what it is? It's like the word love. I don't know if I talked about it this time around, because I went live literally 3 times before this. And I said in there, I said, love. I just want to make sure that we're able to chat. All right, slow chat is off. Chat, go away. I don't know what that means. Okay, there we go. All right, good. All right, so people have been throwing around this word love. Okay, I love you, I'm out with my friend, I love my dog, I love my society, I love this, I love that, I love, just love. We're all doing this for love. Okay, well, what if your friend does something unethical or immoral? Do you still love them then? No. Okay, so that means that you are throwing out conditional love. So long as your friend lives up to the expectations of a friendship or of what you want, then you will 100% be in love with them or your relationship. As long as they provide all the needs that I want and they're perfectly in line of what I want, then love is it's just natural. That comes down to self-acceptance. Because if you talk about self-acceptance without actually talking about the external world, it doesn't make sense, okay? We're trying to change our relationships. We're trying to change all these external things. That's why I put out the video before this about the untethered soul, is that we're trying to change all these things on the outside that we can't actually change. The government or your friends or your family. You could change your friends, actually. But all these things we're trying to change to make the internal okay. That's where self-acceptance comes in, okay? We have to make sure we are okay before we do anything else. And why did I start with managing oneself? Because if you want to do any kind of legacy, if you want to leave some kind of impact, you have to manage yourself. You have to manage the way that you influence people, the message that you put out. You have to manage your energy, your relationships. Even the smallest things. What time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up? What do you talk to yourself when you talk to yourself? Okay? There's 2 books that you have to read. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter and Psycho-Cybernetics. Both of those books are very deep into how we talk to ourselves. And we talk to ourselves all the time. We probably wouldn't be friends with if our mind was a person, we probably wouldn't be friends with them. You've probably already heard that before. But if we can't manage ourselves, then how are we going to manage others? How are we going to manage the state? How are we going to manage a company or relationships or build a business or just even a personal relationship? If whoever you love, could be a man, could be a woman, could be your parents, could be a partner, a spouse, whatever, okay? So self-acceptance. Okay, let's go into this. So the biggest thing is that we, of course, love the good things. We love the victories, and we celebrate the victories. We post on social media about the victories. We go live when we have victories. We take photos when we have victories. We see a beautiful sunset, and we're like, holy cow, I can't believe we're here, and well, let's just brag about it. Let's talk about it. Or I just put a new home on the market. I can't believe that. That's amazing. I love it. I have this $10.5 million pitch tomorrow, which I do. Holy cow, that's great. Okay, what about when things go bad? Okay, what about when you don't wake up on time? What about when you don't go to the gym this morning, like me? What about when things don't go the way you actually want them to go, where someone breaks up with you? Okay, what if you start falling out of love with your job or your passion or someone that you're actually in love with? Okay, what happens then? Do you still self-accept yourself? Probably not. You probably start saying bad things. I can't believe I missed going to the gym. I shouldn't have done that. Why did this person break up with me? Why do I hate my job? Where am I going in life? Okay, what's my passion? What's my calling? What's my bliss? What's my something? And then you start beating yourself up, and you're not self-accepting yourself, which goes into a feedback loop of not loving yourself, of not taking action, and then you start questioning yourself more, and then you say, why am I questioning myself? Why do I not like, and it just deep and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, okay? So this really goes into the entire self-accepting, which is, listen, not everything is going to be amazing, okay? Just like that stupid saying, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is not bliss, okay? We already talked about that, okay? What's also not bliss is beating yourself up for things, number one, that you can't control, external things, okay? Someone dings your car, or your boss fires you. Could you have done something leading up to that? Probably. But is the company downsizing? Does the manager, are they moving up and someone else is going to take their job and you're not right for the role? Okay? Those are external things. Okay? Internal things are the way that you handle it. If you get fired, you get broken up with, a car dings you, what do you say? Do you say, this happens to me all the time? Do you say that, oh, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to look for a job that I actually like, or this is a great opportunity to get into a relationship with someone that actually appreciates me and loves me? Or do you say, I'm a piece of shit and I can't believe that? What do you say when you talk to yourself on the bad things? On the victories, it's easy. On the victories, of course, we're always pumping each other up. We're doing well. Holy cow, high five, yeah. Let's post to social media. Let's take a selfie. Let's put on Instagram stories. Let's go live on Facebook. Okay? You might not even doing those big things, but when something really good happens, do you actually say in your mind, yeah, this is just like me? Okay? You know who actually says that? Is Brian Johnson. I brought him up many times, is that when he keeps promises to himself, you know what he says to himself? That's just like me. That's exactly who I am. I woke up at this time, I went to the gym, I meditated, I wrote down my goals, I affirmed everything, okay? And then what do you say? What do you say in your mind, okay? That is like me? Or do you just say, oh, okay, finally I woke up on time. Finally I went to the gym. Finally I ate right. Finally a girl said yes, or business finally came in. What do you say when something good happens, okay? So this is like Mother Teresa, okay? Mother Teresa, Gandhi. These are, there's so many other people that I'm just forgetting off the top of my head, but they literally said unconditional love, which is so hard. So hard to get to. And it's going to take me years or decades to get to that point where Tony Robbins finally has reached that point. Tony Robbins is 57 or 58 years old. It has taken him decades to finally get to the point where he just loves himself for the good and for the bad. The easy thing is to love yourself on the good, of course, but do you celebrate the good? This is just like me. But when shit hits the fan and it's your fault, do you say, this always happens to me. I can't believe I got into a car accident. I can't believe I got fired. I can't believe the economy sucks. I can't believe that girl didn't call me back. I can't believe this guy broke up with me. I can't believe I'm still overweight. I can't believe I don't have the job and the passion and the love in my life. What do you say when those things happen? Okay? Do you blame yourself and you beat yourself up? Or do you say, you know what? This is a great opportunity to find a new job, find a new relationship, get into the passion, read more books, maybe watch Charles Botensten live. I have no idea. Whatever you say, okay? I can tell you right now, there's actually, I'll throw this one up, is we just started a new Instagram account, BPI.lifestyle. BPI.lifestyle. So that's going to be essentially our lifestyle brand. There's going to be motivational quotes. I only have 2 posts up there right now, but go follow that as well, BPI.lifestyle. And that's essentially where we're going to have the motivating lifestyle brand. I'm going to be the regular brand. But on there, it's just really good quotes. And one of the quotes today came out with that, it wasn't me, it's a Chinese proverb, and they said, if you don't make a decision while standing on one foot and you don't step forward, you're always going to be standing on one foot. In other words, you don't actually move forward. So today is the day where you start moving forward just a little bit and you say, you know what? What's one area of my life that I want to change? Not externally, it's internally. How you talk to yourself when things don't go right, okay? We buffer this with the untethered soul, okay? We try and change the outside, and that's what Michael A. Singer talks about in the untethered soul. But looking inside, as Brian Johnson talks about, what do you say when you talk to yourself, okay? So I'm going to take this just one step further, which is it's not about big victories. And I've said this before. It is about the little, minute, small things. Do you get water or do you get Coca-Cola? Do you spend money when you have a 2 p.m. brain freeze and you're bored, or do you go out and you get a sugar cookie? Do you wake up at 5? Do you wake up at 5:15 when your alarm goes off? Do you snooze it? Do you make your bed? These are little things. These aren't like massive inflows. But over time, that momentum builds, okay? And that momentum actually leads into a self-acceptance where you say, this is like me. And then that's when you actually start saying things like, I'm the person that takes action. I'm the person that wakes up at 5. I'm the person that takes a picture of my watch like I do on Instagram every single morning. That's me. That's the person I am. And then that is your identity, okay? As Tony Robbins has talked about, he said, we human beings will do anything. We'll avoid pain. We'll gain pleasure just to keep within our identity. Just to keep within our identity. What if Richard Branson only made $500,000 one year? He would freak out and say, what did I do wrong? But to someone else, that would be literally winning the lottery. But to him, he's like, what did I do wrong? How did I only make $500,000? I'm a billionaire. I'm a billionaire, okay? Do you understand that reality? That's a reality check. It's a reality difference. That's completely different than how we talk to ourselves. We talk to ourselves like, I make 30,000, I make 20,000, I make 100,000. I want to make $1 million. Why don't you just say, I make $1 million, okay? And I'll just go into this. I'll start looking at the questions. The number one thing with self-acceptance is you have to look at not only the way that you talk to yourself, but how you react to situations. And then you have to question yourself after something good or bad happens. What do you say right after that? How do you react? What is your initial gut reaction when shit hits the fan or something bad happens? What is the one thing you do? Your girlfriend or someone you're looking to go on a date with cancels. What do you say? It's me. I knew that was going to happen. What's your initial gut thing that happens? That's where you start. That is where the change comes from. That is where the abundance mentality needs to just be focused, laser focused on your life. Abundance mentality. There's more business. There's more dates. There's more money. There's more time. There's more knowledge. There's more YouTubers. There's more followers. There's more something. There's always an abundance. We literally live in an abundant world. And it freaks me out to sometimes I'm just like, that's insane. That's insane. You know, I'll just throw this out. I'll start answering some questions. And Clark's talking about cigars. So one of the things with abundance is that Fredrik Eklund, you all know him from $1 Million Listing. Essentially, $1 Million Listing has opened my eyes to the amount of new homes that are coming on the market. Fredrik Eklund sold last week $100 million in real estate. $100 million in 1 week. Do you understand the amount of money? That is probably commissions of over $3 million. You know, probably right around $2.5 to $3 million in 1 week. Okay, that's his reality. His reality is $2.5 million, $3 million in commissions in 1 week. 1 week. That's his reality. Okay, he self-accepts the good things and the bad things, but he's in such an abundance that the levels are not even close. This is where bad things happen. He goes, if you're like this and bad things overtake the good things, you're never going to see abundance. You're always going to beat yourself up. You're never going to self-accept yourself, let alone have self-love on the good and the bad things. It's usually conditional love. When you fuck up, you blame yourself. When you victorize and you have big wins, you say, of course, this is like me. This was like me. All right? So I don't want to beat that like a dead horse. Skinny jeans, process is everything. 100% process is everything. If you're outcome oriented, you are looking towards the money, you're looking towards the abs, you're looking towards the date or the marriage or the kids or the house or the business or whatever. Once you get it, you're going to stop. It's like those people, those child, you know, I can't just think of this more as the childhood stars. Sorry about that. Need to get some water. Childhood stars who they made it big. How many do you want to talk about? Ralph Macchio, you know, Family Matters with Steve Urkel, or what's that other one with Saved by the Bell? You know, Dustin Diamond, he's in jail. The principal, Mr. Balding, where he's fat. You know, where did anyone else You know, Mario Lopez was really the only person that actually started going on some game shows and actually entertaining. It's one of the hardest businesses to be on a show and entertain consistently. It's really, really, really hard, okay? So that's all about your brand. Process is everything. Erwin, what's going on, my man? Clark Boulding, saw you smoking a cigar. Yeah, I'll probably do like 1 or 2 a year. It used to be more often, but I don't really, it's just not good for you. When do you go live? Okay, so we're gonna have 3 shows, and this is as much, so there are 3 reasons I actually go live. I would say one of them is very selfish. I'd say 2 of them are selfish. One of them is very selfish. Number 1 is obviously building out an audience. So that's the very selfish. Number 2 is getting really good at just talking and not thinking about it. Okay? Because when you think about it, that's when you get in your head. And when you get in your head, you can't really pitch business. You can't really adjust mid-conversation. That's when you get nervous. That's when you really can't public speak. That's when you can't actually do anything. That's why I love live. And actually, I love going live because I don't have to edit the videos. I literally just go live and it goes up. Okay? I don't want to edit the videos. I don't make any money from this. This is all about me getting better, building an audience. And to be honest, the audience really isn't getting that much bigger. You know, so I'm clearly not doing it for the scaling of the audience. But there will be one time where someone sees the video and they go, wow, I want to have this guy on my show, or I want to interview this guy. And it's just little things over time. You know, I don't know if you know Bold CEO, but I've been in contact with him. And it was actually through my aunt who randomly said, oh, you're friends with Brian Cristiano? Highly recommend going to his, it's Bold CEO, I think is the name of the YouTube channel. Sorry about that. It's 6:50 p.m., so I gotta hydrate. And I hit him up, and he said, hey, listen, talk to my secretary, but those are the guys that I wanna have in my ecosystem, okay? So I hit him up. We're gonna be interviewing him on BPI Lifestyle. If you look up that YouTube channel, we're still building that out. When do you go live? And then the other reason I go live is not only for you guys, but also so when I say it, it actually imprints in my mind, and I myself have to live up to it. Because if I'm preaching it and I don't do it, I'm a fraud, okay? And right now, there's so many people out there. You know, there was a comment before, not actually here in the chat, but it was actually the last video, and it was a really good comment where they said, why are so many motivational people not successful? You know, for me, and he said like you. Like me, which is actually kind of funny. So those are the things, like people will be like, what? Oh my God, I can't believe that they said that about me. For me, I'm like, fuck it, like, what, who cares? And of course, like, I'm not worth millions of dollars. So for me, I'm thinking in my mind, he's absolutely true, number 1. And number 2 is, I'm not gonna convince him otherwise. But it's one of those points where if I can't handle that, how am I gonna handle something else in my life when shit really hits the fan? Number 3 is, I'm not really motivational. I wanna be more practical because there's so many motivational people out there. Motivational are people that just get up there and they're just motivational. They don't actually offer a lot of practical advice, which is, what time do you wake up? How do you wake up? I'm learning this. And I'm trying to give it out. Like Brian Johnson is a perfect example of someone that's a philosopher, someone that gives it out. He gives actual practical advice. Tom Bayu, Tim Ferriss. These are people that actually give out. You know, someone like Grant Cardone, he's not really that practical. He's very motivational. Brian Tracy's sort of practical. What's his name? I have his book over there, Success Principles. Jack Canfield. He's very practical as well. Tony Robbins is very practical. You know, they give actual advice. You know, for me, I understand that I'm gonna be going back and looking at these videos and it's just getting a little bit better. There might be a quantum leap, but it's really, really hard. If you look at Gary Vaynerchuk in the last year, he's really taken off. The really he's really taken off is because he's put in the work. He started at 34. He said that in one of his videos. He said at 34 years old, that's when he said, you know what, I gotta take this public. And 34 was hit, that was 6, 7, 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, which means that if we're in 2010, I think that was the video that he did at South by Southwest, okay? Continuing on, when do you go live? Erwin, you have to take full responsibility for everything. Listen, Life is about full responsibility. Anyone that bitches or complains or moans or groans, okay, grow up during the dark ages. Grow up when there was the plague. Grow up when women didn't have rights, or blacks didn't have the opportunities, or gays couldn't marry, or men we had to go out and we had to hunt and fight, or we had to go to war. Like, we literally live in the best time right now. Yes, there are issues, but like everything, nothing's going to be perfect. Life is not going to be perfect. You have to take full responsibility for everything. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody's going to be like, here's the business. You have to earn the business, okay? The good thing about all this technology is that anyone can do anything. The bad thing about this technology is that anyone can do anything. Okay, you have to understand that is that there's going to be more competition with your ability to watch me or anyone else live, or you to go live, you to build up an audience, you to be as successful as you can. I've been enjoying your videos a lot lately. Thank you so much. I stopped watching once Luis Ortiz left. You know, I don't watch it anything more. This is $1 Million Listing. I don't watch it more. I don't watch it for anything that maybe at one time I can actually gain one thing from it. So I'm going to hop out for now. Actually, I'm just going to leave with one thing about becoming your ideal self. I'm going to go a little bit deeper on another video, but I'll give you a little teaser right now, which is becoming, and obviously leave your last comments in here now before I hop off, which is essentially becoming your ideal self. You have to start with a vision. You have to start now, but you have to slowly start living into it. I've just noticed that recently, is that if I slowly start pushing my ideal self onto me right now, that I actually have to live into it, which is, I didn't go to the gym today, okay? I'm not this perfect, like, oh my God, no, I didn't go to the gym today. So was my day perfect? No, of course not. Are my days better when I go to the gym? Of course they are. But this is the thing, is that when I skipped the gym, I actually felt like shit. And I actually said, this is not like me, okay? So it's more about changing. I didn't beat myself up, which is more the self-acceptance, but I also said my ideal self is someone that goes to the gym, makes sales calls, has appointments booked, goes on pitches, blah, 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 and just keeps on going, keeps the practice going. We're December 4th right now. People are slowing down. They're not going to the gym. They're not making sales calls. They're saying next year. You know what they say? January 14th is the cutoff date. They actually said the 17th, but the 14th to the 17th, after 2 weeks, people stop going to the gym. Why? Because that's when habits slowly trickle away in any area of life, whether it's going to the gym, eating well, relationship, approaching pretty girls, reading, anything is 2 weeks. If you get the last 2 weeks, you start living into your ideal self, and you start actually convincing yourself, this is who I am. I'm the person that wakes up early. I'm the person that approaches pretty girls. I'm the person that makes sales calls. I'm the person that You'll live into that. And the opposite is true. I'm the person that doesn't wake up. I'm the person that eats like shit, doesn't go to the gym, And then it just trickles out, okay? So I'm going to leave you guys there. If you guys have any final questions, and actually I'm just going to leave there was a couple comments on the last video. Sorry about this, guys. And I don't know why I just apologized, but here you go. Here are the two videos. Someone said, fellow blah, 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 thanks for the video, appreciate it. Doesn't feel like long ago you were striving at 1,000 subscribers. Now you're pushing 3,000. I've not listened to you for a while. Hearing you always fires me up. It fires me into a positive emotion and action. Many thanks, from Adam Besford. Listen, you know, whether you're consuming my content or anyone else's content, you have to consume content on a regular basis. You know, just like what's his name said, motivation is like showering. You have to do it daily. You have to shower daily. You have to brush your teeth daily. You have to be motivated daily. You have to learn daily. You have to do things daily, because otherwise it's like weeds. The weeds are the negative thoughts, and they're just going to sprout up. They're just going to keep on coming until you have to mow them out, and it's every single day. All right, and here's the last one. So awesome to find someone who's aware of all the crap this society puts in everything we consume. Mind if I ask what you use for your shampoo and conditioner? I'm still having trouble finding. So this is Haley Morgan Full. She wrote that on my Water video, and I say water with a D. Water video. Essentially, you have to watch out for deodorant. Deodorant has, a lot of them, most of them, actually have 10% aluminum in it. 10% of aluminum, an actual metal, in your deodorant. That's insane. Water, fluoride, that is not good. Fluoride is in water. okay? That is really not good. In your shampoo, in your toothpaste, in your conditioner, in your sunscreen is literally a chemical, okay? You rub that, it goes into your cells, or I'm sorry, it goes into your pores, which goes into your cells, and you do that over and over and over and over. That's where you get all these skin diseases. That's where you get harm to your internal systems, and it starts breaking shit down. We're putting chemicals into our body. We have to understand that. Food is bad, but the shit that we put on our body, we have to worry about what we put in our hair. I literally just have, I don't have it with me, but it's water-based. It's known as, I forgot the name of it, but it's water-based and it's blah, blah, blah. Just look up natural or organic or whatever it is, okay? I use Mr. Tom's, or I think it's Mr. Tom's toothpaste, okay? Look at the shit that you put on and in yourself, okay? That sounded really bad. But in yourself as in food, toothpaste, soda, things like that. They screw up your teeth, they screw up your insides, they rip your insides out. All right, so I'm gonna hop out. No other questions. Awesome, Erwin, love it. Yeah, I'm gonna be going over some more affirmations later on. Have an awesome day. I'm going to stop the stream now. Have an awesome day. Subscribe to the video. Obviously, follow me on Instagram and at bpi.lifestyle, which is the new one. That's going to be more motivational quotes. Go follow me over there. Have an awesome day. Share the video. Leave your comments below so we have stuff to talk about, even though I have literally tons of content. Have an awesome day. Talk to you guys soon.